What's good? What's good? Your boy is back. It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So if you guys saw my recent picture I posted, man, I have the family out in Orlando. We went on a family vacation with the wife, the kids, or whatnot. So I'm still out here. I actually watched the fight on my laptop. Just went to the DAZN website or whatnot. What a card, okay? I'm gonna just briefly speak on each fight. You know, I thought David Morrell, I thought his fight could have went either way. I hear a lot of people saying that they feel like it was a robbery. I didn't feel like it was a robbery. I felt like it could have gone either way, but I'll break into that in another video. As far as the Matias fight, I ain't gonna lie, I thought Matias lost. I thought what's his name? Puello won the fight, but those two fights I'll break out at a different time. The real fights I want to break down is Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda. First and foremost, shout out to Shakur Stevenson. That dude is something special. His IQ is just untouchable. I would say that he has the best IQ, or between him, Usyk, and Terrence Crawford. And you could possibly throw in Canelo a little bit in that too. They have the best IQ in boxing. Shakur Stevenson looked wonderful, and I felt like coming into this fight, William Zepeda's game plan was pretty evident what his game plan is going to be. When you fight somebody that can think like Shakur Stevenson, you don't want them to think. You don't want to allow them to think. What you want them to do is you want to work. You want to do more. It's quantity over quality in that aspect. But unfortunately for Zepeda, quality over quantity won the fight. Zepeda's game plan was very well. You know, what you want to do is you want to come in. I don't think De La Hoya kept talking about how Mayweather versus Castillo fight, but the problem is Zepeda doesn't fight like Castillo. Zepeda doesn't fight like Castillo. So it would have actually been more smarter for them to implement the game plan of a Marcos Maidana, where they smother, they swarm, and they attack. And to William Zepeda's defense, he tried that, but Shakur was able to. And Shakur looked like he was in hella good shape. I felt like Zepeda's game plan should have been to do exactly what he did, but the problem is, the only thing is Shakur is he's Shakur. That would have worked with any other fighter, but Shakur, you know what I'm saying? And he was, but I want to give a shout out to Zepeda because he was able to do what a lot of fighters weren't able to do, and he was able to close the distance with Shakur. And now we got to see how good Shakur really was. Now, for guys that like to say Shakur he's feather fisted and all this, I'm gonna tell you something that you don't know, because I can tell you never put on boxing gloves. Anytime you get hit in the face by any grown man, you're gonna feel it. I don't care if a person has 0 knockouts. If a grown man hits you in the face, bro, you're gonna feel it. You don't want to just walk right in. Now, some people are better or more heavy-handed. Some people are more finishers. But you're gonna feel when a grown man punches you. Shakur was clocking the heck out of Zepeda's face, just all up and down. And I love how Shakur would catch Zepeda in between shots. I love how Shakur was going to the body. What you want to do when you fight somebody like Zepeda and they throw a bunch of punches, Zepeda, he'll throw a lot of punches, but he'll stand there to be hit. He'll stand there and allow himself to be countered. And what I was wanting Shakur to do was, once Zepeda throws those punches, those combinations, go straight to the body. Because yes, I was going for Shakur, I'm not gonna hide that, but I wanted Shakur to go straight to the body, boom, boom. And what that does is, when you already throw a 3, 4, 5 punch combination, you go through that body, you're taking more out of them, boom, boom. You're taking more wind out of them or whatnot. And I just think Shakur was doing real good with countering or whatnot. Zepeda was doing very good as well, even on the inside. I feel like when he had Shakur on the ropes, Zepeda did so good at throwing to the body though. He wasn't just head hunting. It was times where Shakur would get in that shoulder roll and Zepeda would just stab him right to like the not the chest, but like the ribs, like stab him right there. That was beautiful. I felt like Zepeda really brought the best out of Shakur. And then it was one round, I think it was round 4. Zepeda caught Shakur to the with a jab, and it looked like it wobbled Shakur, but I'm not saying this because I was going for Shakur, but I don't think Shakur was hurt. I think Shakur was just off balance. And as evidence, I can back that up by saying, once he caught Shakur with the it was a great jab, by the way. Shakur came right back. He walked him down, came right back to him. And I knew this fight was going to be entertaining just based off of Zepeda's style. Shakur brought it to him. He didn't run. You can't call him Shakur a runner. You can't call him Shabor in this fight. Shakur didn't run. He stepped to Zepeda and he established his dominance. And a lot of times, if you can see in the ring that they were both establishing their will and their dominance or whatnot. Shakur just landed the better punches because Zepeda was there to be hit after he was throwing his combinations. Shakur would throw a 4-punch combination, boom, 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 boom. And Zepeda, would just have to reset or whatnot. It was a beautiful, beautiful display of boxing by Shakur. I think Shakur looked very, very wonderful against a very, very good opponent, a guy that likes to throw a lot of punches, a guy that likes that has a lot of knockouts. I think Zepeda was 33-0 with 27 knockouts. Shakur cleaned it out. Some people were complaining about the scorecards being too wide, but I promise you, I think I had it 8 rounds to 4. I think I had it 116 to 112 for Shakur. But regardless, the right person won. It's funny, bro. Like, that shows you how dominant a fighter is when somebody will tell, well, man, the judges scorecard was too wide. Well, who did you have winning? Shakur? Man, shut up. All right, Shakur won the fight. It is what it is. Now, the main event. Oh, yeah. I knew this. Now, let me, I got to keep it 100. I did not pick Shiraz to beat Edgar Berlanga. I'm going to make that clear. I did not pick him to beat Edgar Berlanga, but I knew eventually that time was going to come because Edgar Berlanga was satisfied. You can tell a fighter, I can tell a lot about a fighter outside of the ring. And the thing about Zepeda is, not Zepeda, the thing about Berlanga is, I knew Berlanga, and I don't want to sound disrespectful. I don't want to sound like, because I never want to, knock nobody's dream. I never tell a person that they can't accomplish their dream because they can and they should. But I knew Berlanga wasn't going to be he wasn't going to be somebody to take over the sport. He wasn't going to be like a Floyd Mayweather or Roy Jones or anything like that because of how he acted after the Canelo fight. This dude went on a whole victory tour for losing. That type of mentality I knew off top. Like, that's not the type of mentality that you want to have in this type of sport. It's no way you should have been celebrating going the distance with Canelo Alvarez. You lost the fight. You should have been pissed, gone back to the drawing board, but he was celebrating, and then he got too big for his bridges. The dude thought he was bigger than what he really was, bro. Talking about he deserves a rematch with Canelo. He thinks that he thinks that he's this and that and the third, and there's nothing wrong with being confident in yourself, and that's great. You should be confident in yourself, but the problem is, bro, you should also, when you lose, it is no reason for you to be, it's nothing for you to celebrate, in my opinion, or at least that's how I'm saying. I'm not finna celebrate. I don't got nothing to celebrate. I just lost. So he got way too ahead of himself, and my oh my, did he pay the price for it? Shiraz came out and established dominance, bro. He established his dominance. It's as simple as that. And that right hand was landing that wheel, and that's all she wrote. Now Hamza is finna get ready for a fight with Canelo. Should Canelo get past Terrence Crawford, which I believe he would. I hope he doesn't, but I believe he will. So shout out to Shiraz. Shout out to for him doing that. And I'm honestly, bro, I really like how Shiraz came into this fight. See, Shiraz, a lot of people thought he lost his fight against Carlos Adames, right? And you see, Shiraz did. He humbled himself. He not that saying that he wasn't humble before, but he was humble with it. He's like, yeah, I know my performance was poor. I thought he lost the fight too, but he was like, I know my performance was poor. I got something to prove here. You know what I'm saying? He said, and I am going to prove it. And guess what happened? He proved it. So you got to give that man his credit, bro. Like, the dude came in, he came prepared. He's a tall guy. I think he's like at 6'5". I would love to see him and Fundora spar each other, right? I think they're like the same height. But I would love to see him. It's so many fights that I want to see him. Do I think that he should fight a Canelo next? No. I would love to see him against Caleb Plant. I would love to see him against Who else is Christian Mbili, Diego Pacheco. I like all them fights, man. The world, he has everything at his feet right now, and he deserves it. Shout out to Shiraz. I think I am becoming a fan of him, and I cannot wait to see this guy fight again. All right, let me know what you guys think. Who had the fight of the night? What do you think about each fighter's performance? Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?